sports championship appearances, and 42 AUS appearances. His legacy went beyond our campus, where he coached nationally with Team Canada, the Olympic Games, and the World Championships. He was inducted into 4 sports halls of fame. Coach K's reach is far and his contributions many, but his true legacy is in the commitment he gave to both the university and to his players. They were his family. And to say a little bit more, I ask you now to direct your attention to the screen above. Thank you.
Let's give a warm round of applause for Hall of Famer, the winningest men's basketball coach in Canadian university sport history, our 2023 Final 8 Honorary Chair, Coach K, Steve Konchalski. And now we would ask Coach K to move to center court and invite a team member from the Queen's Kales and the StFX X-Men to please come forward for the ceremonial tip-off.
And welcome inside the Scotiabank Center. You are looking live for this quarterfinal matchup number 3, day number 1. It's the number 4 team, the St. Francis Xavier X-Men, versus the number 5 team, University of Queens Gales of the OUA. They were able to punch their ticket here by at large berth, that is, the Gales alongside Nate Philippe, Vince Williams on hand. Great ceremony for Steve Konchalski, Coach K. Outstanding career at the helm for the X-Men. 3 national championships, a plethora of AUS championships. Basketball Canada, this man has done it all in the game of basketball. And let's take a look at the brackets and how we're going to get where we need to go. Two places are already in place. It's the Ottawa GGs and the Carleton Ravens, and that will be an absolute barn burner. It will be the rematch of the Wilson Cup. Those two teams will tangle as they punch their ticket. Ottawa knocking off Winnipeg, Carleton knocking off UQAM. You've got two more spots, as you can see on the left of your screen. The #1 seed, the University of Victoria Vikes, will take on the University of Prince Edward Island Panthers. That'll be in the nightcap after this one, but this one, StFX and Queens. Two evenly matched up teams here, Nate, and it's going to come down to which team really want it. And, you know, cliches, defense. Defense wins championships, and both of these teams hang their hat on the defensive side.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great matchup to watch. StFX is very, very dynamic in transition, very aggressive defensively, very, very athletic team that looked phenomenal in the AUS championships, and Queens has really become one of the premier programs in the OUA. Back-to-back appearances at the Final Eight, and they're trying to make a run too.
So we're nearly set. We have the tip-off on the other side. Stay with us. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Certaines personnes arrivent à l'université en sachant ce qu'elles vont faire dans la vie. D'autres viennent pour le découvrir. Peu importe la raison, elles trouveront leur chemin à l'Université d'Ottawa. Un chemin vers la connaissance et vers le succès. Vous étudierez avec des professeurs qui sont des leaders dans leur domaine. 89 d'entre eux sont titulaires de chaires de recherche du Canada. Tout au long de votre parcours, des mentors, des conseillers et des accompagnateurs vous appuieront pour que vous développiez votre plein potentiel.
Welcome back to Halifax, quarterfinal number 3. As you can see on the screen, both of these teams warming up. Alongside Nate Philippe, Vince Williams on hand, a three-time U Sports National champions and 13-time AUS champions. The X-Men return to the Final 8 for the first time in 11 years. Have looked unbeatable this season with a lineup loaded with veteran leadership. And the Gales, who also looked unbeatable at times this season, return to the Final 8 in back-to-back years, are looking to bounce back after getting stunned in the OUA Conference semifinals by the defending national champions, Carleton University Ravens. So Nate, this is the first time these programs have met in the Final 8 Nationals. The building is electric with the feel of a home game for the X-Men. How important is it for this Queens team to get off to a great start?
Yeah, I think obviously there's going to be a lot of support here for X. They're the hosts, they're the AUS champions, and they're going to get a ton of support here in this building. So Queens has to come out and bring energy, you know, not back down, not be intimidated. But you know, Queens has a veteran group that's been through the battles day in, day out in the OUA, and you know, they beat Carleton this year. You know, they were an OUA championship contender, so I don't think they'll be intimidated by the environment or the X-Men.
So let's now go over to the PA announcer, Chris Lydon, for the starting lineups in the national anthem.
Standing 6'3" at guard, welcome number 6, Andre Reddick. Welcome number 10, 6'6" forward, Dion Edgeham. Welcome 6'3" guard wearing number 13, Stephen Levniak. Welcome number 27, standing 6'2" at guard, Evan Nova. And rounding out your X-Men starting squad, number 55, 6'7" forward, defensive player of the year, and second team All-Canadian, David Moencan. The coach of your X-Men is Tyrell Vernon. The officials for tonight's game are Perry Stoddard, Tanner Servo, and Kevin Lee. At this time, we would ask that you please rise if you are able. Remove your headwear and join Janet Basenhule for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front est saint, des fleurs en glorieux, soyek salulek, megildel mulek, gisne Galganier. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, durach dachri, so nas leshi es mayes ye darjir. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
So it's the X-Men and the Gales. Quarterfinal number 3 on day number 1. Tonight's officials, Perry Stoddard, Kevin Lee, Tanner Curvo. And let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. For the Gales, they'll go with Luca Silas, Connor Kelly, Cole Silas, Connor Keefe, and Michael Kelvin. For the X-Men, D'Andre Reddick, Steven Levniak, Dion Edgem, Avon Nava, and David Moencan, the Defensive Player of the Year in the AUS as well as U Sports. He is a handful, is Moencan. 6'7", fourth-year senior from Brampton, Ontario, the St. Francis transfer. And we are underway. The X-Men will control the opening tap. Here's Nava. Nava now try to turn the corner. Moencan straight to the rim, leaves it short, ripped down. Cole Silas now. Quick ball movement. Here's Luca Silas. Cole Silas gets it back. Three-pointer. Kelvin can't get it to fall. Last touch by the Gales. And it'll be X-Men basketball. Good look at the head coach for the Gales, Steph Barrett, the U Sports Coach of the Year. Barry in his 12th season at the helm. And Reddick knocks down the first field goal, and it's a big one from downtown. Silas inside, can't get it to fall. Here's Reddick. Skip pass, Edgem, three-pointer, it's good! Dion Edgem knocks down back-to-back threes. Edgem shoots it at 36% from distance, and the X-Men are flying with a 6-0 start. Turnover, Levniak on the run out. Levniak to the rim. Can't finish with the left hand. Last touch by the X-Men, but what a start for StFX.
A lot of energy up front for the X-Men. Crowd's fired up. They're ready to go.
Cole Silas, Luca over the corner, Keith. And we'll have a foul away from the ball. So that'll be a hold on Dondre Reddick. That's his first, team's first. Here's Keith. Spins in the lane on Edgem. Lays it up, can't get it to fall. Levniak. Moen Cat, baseline, reversal, yes, there. 8-0 run for StFX. The Gales looking for a response here. Baseline drive, turned over as Michael Kelvin II with another turnover.
Going to take another look here at the back-to-back threes to start the game for X. Bringing tremendous energy to start this game. You see the passion, they're fired up. Drive and kick, open look. And it's down for three.
Textbook start here for StFX. Moen Cat to the rim, just too strong. And Steph Berry has seen enough. He'll call timeout. The X-Men exploding with a 10-0 start. This game outstanding as Moen Cat was able to convert with that left hand. He is a beast inside the paint.
Incredible energy to start the game. They're really carrying over what they brought to the AUS championship game. Look at how the bench came off the bench for a timeout. I mean, you know, the building is electric, and they're raring to go.
Raring to go indeed. We're back after these messages. Stay with us. You're watching U Sports here on CBC. Back in Halifax, 10-0 start for StFX. Queens calls a timeout, and they turn it over out of the timeout. Levniak. Moen Cat punches it! Oh, David Moen Cat with the exclamation point!
What a start for StFX. They couldn't have drawn up a better start. Unbelievable energy to start this game.
12-0 run for the AUS champions as the Gales really need to get things under control. Looking for their first points of the game. Batted around. Kelvin II for three. That'll rim out. Kelvin II with the loose ball. Nice move inside. Connor Kelly able to get up and in. The 6'2", fourth-year senior from Blackpool. But right back is Reddick. Can't even blink or bat an eye. StFX racing back down the other way with the response.
Yeah, I think Queens has to slow the game down here. Right now, it's all X. It's X's tempo. It's X's energy. Queens has to find
Edgem almost pins Kelvin II, but he'll be called for the foul. Michael will shoot two. Shoots it at 78% from the stripe on the season, averaging 8 points as the 6'6" sophomore from Ottawa. So Antoine Vernon will check in for the first time for StFX, along with Gatlock James and Michael Utsalo. For the Gales, they'll respond with Cameron Bett. Keith will sit down, and Brandon Altman will check in. Altman, very familiar with StFX, played his first year of youth sports with the Acadia Axemen, so he knows what this StFX team can bring. Good look at Tyrell Vernon in his second season at the helm, taking over for the great Coach K. Vernon, a former player.
And actually, the last time X was at the Nationals, Tyrell Vernon was a point guard. So that's how long it's been since X has been here, and they're showing how excited they are with an incredible start to this game.
Nava for three. That won't go. Utsalo try to chase it down. Vernon, AUS Coach of the Year this season in his second season. He's done an outstanding job at the helm since taking over. Here's Altman. Brandon spins. Stolen by Reddick. Look out. Reddick on the run out. He'll lay it up and in. Another turnover committed by the Gales. That's number 5. And we'll have a whistle here. So Nava will be called for a hold. As Bennett Grumbach will come in, and Bennett Grumbach, this guy can really shoot it and let it fly from downtown. Nate, the 6'5" sophomore from Toronto.
Yeah, X has a very deep team. You know, the guys that they're bringing off the bench are also high caliber players, so there's not going to be a big drop off with these guys on the floor.
Grumbach, 10 3-pointers on 14 attempts this year versus Acadia University. Gales can't finish once again on the run out. Here's James. Nice step through, and James will finish. Leads up to 15. And that's the largest for StFX. Kelvin the second. That 3 ball won't drop. Michael's 0 for 3 from downtown. He's got some pretty good looks. As Gatlock James is close out a little late. But nonetheless, this team really needs to find their stride. They're settling for a lot of shots from the outside, Nate. I think they need to go inside a little bit more.
Absolutely, and that's not Michael Kelvin II's game either, right? So he's settling for threes, and that's what X wants them to do. So they've got to settle down and start playing their game.
So Altman will shoot 2. 6'8" sophomore from Kitchener, Ontario, shoots it at 78% from the stripe, averaging 5 points off the bench for the Gales. And Brandon will make both. A 13-point game. Here's Vernon. Might have gotten away with a push-up. Grumbach for 3. Puts it in! Bennett Grumbach off the bench, knocks down the triple. Just like that, StFX lighting it up from downtown. Altman will try from distance. Why not? As Brandon dials it up from deep.
Big basket for Queens there, just to try and settle in and get into some kind of a rhythm here.
Here's Reddick. Gets inside. Fade away. Yes! Dondre Reddick able to get that fadeaway to go. Is the first team All-AUS performer, Dondre Reddick from Antigonish, Nova Scotia. So a guy that grew up in the community, not far from the campus. So he knows what it's all about and the lineage.
And you see the passion that he's playing with. He's bringing a ton of intensity. Had to ask for a sub there, and that's what you ask for as a coach, right? Is the guy giving everything he's got and getting to the point where he needs to ask for a sub. It's great start from DeAndre Reddick.
So Nava will come back. Gales will inbound. Here's Altman. Cole Silas now. Silas trying to spin on James. Draws the double, dumps it inside to Altman. That's ripped away. Salo with a hand in the passing lane. StFX have numbers if they hurry. Vernon with the pull-up. Altman and James battling for the loose ball. Here comes Cole Silas now. He'll bring it over the timeline. Cameron Peck, wow, shot goes up, the air ball. Now Nava back the other way. Nava from Batch, catch and shoot. That's off the side of the backboard. Good close out by Kelvin II. Michael thought about it. Altman now. And some confusion here. A bad handoff between Altman and Bet. And that'll be turnover number 7 for the Gales.
Yeah, Queens has to try and settle down here and start playing their game. They're totally out of sync right now.
The best of U Sports women's hockey hit the ice next weekend at the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship in Montreal. Catch all the action beginning March 16th on cbcsports.ca and CBC Gem. Another whistle and a foul away from the basketball. So Grumbach will inbound. Moen Cats come back for StFX. Here's Vernon. Edgem three-pointer. Yes! Nothing but nylon for Dion. He's got back-to-back triples, and that'll extend the lead up 26-8 for the X-Men. Altman, that won't go. Moen Cat with the rebound. He'll drive the offense in transition, and Vernon steps out of bounds. That'll be turnover number 2. Matt Pennell will come in for StFX. Vernon will sit down. But what a start for the X-Men. We talked about the electricity in the building, how the Gales will have to handle it, but right now, they got 3 minutes remaining in this opening frame. They really need to find their stride offensively. And that's a good-looking step-back jumper there by Cameron Peck.
Good shot. Queens needed that.
Moen Cat rolls to the rim. Nice catch. Pennell, three-pointer, won't go. Rebound, Luca Silas. Here's Luca to the rim. Luca leaves it short. Edgem rips it down. Another one and done. Grumbach for 3. Won't fall at a wide open look. Now the Gales. That three-pointer won't go for Connor Kelly. He had a good look, and he can really shoot that three-point shot. Is Kelly, the 6'2", fourth-year senior. Never puts it in, +1. You got to be kidding me, Nate.
When you're rolling, you're rolling.
5 for 9 from downtown are the X-Men. Nava with a chance for the 4-point play with 2:15 remaining in the quarter. As the Gales will call another timeout, don't need to talk it over. And we'll be back on the other side and we'll get that explanation. Stay with us. You're watching U Sports on CBC. FLW Analytics from Boost Innovation is proud to bring you the 2023 U Sports Basketball Final 8 on CBC. This Canadian-built military-grade software provides guidance on 8 performance mindset characteristics, as well as knowledge of tactics and strategy in basketball. FLW Analytics, proven technology, is ready for its Canadian release. Learn more about the launch of the FLW Analytics in Canada by visiting flwanalytics.com or scan the QR code on your screen. So Nava able to convert the 4-point play, leads up to 20. That's the X-Men's largest. Inside, Edgem rejects that shot attempt by Connor Keefe. Keefe gets it back. Here's David Aon. Aon's checked into the game, coming out of the timeout. Not much difference, not much doing offensively for the Gales. Moencat forces his way in. Keefe with the rebound. And Keefe wanted to push through the floor, foul, didn't get it. That'll be turnover number 9 committed by the Gales.
Yeah, this is one of those games. This is going to test everything that Queens has, mentally, physically, emotionally, to try and battle back in this game. You know, they've run into a steamroller here, and they got to try and find a way to gather themselves and try and make a run.
But they can do it. They average 86 points per game. Nava's 3 just scrapes the front of the rim. And almost another turnover. Stays with the Gales. Good catch on the inbound by Cole Silas. Silas using that screen from Keefe. Keefe rolls to the rim. Keefe will gather it. Under 10 on the shot clock. That's ripped away by Moencat. Edgem hustling to the floor. And that'll be a shot clock violation on the Gales. No hold up. We'll have a... Let's see if there's a conference. See what comes out of this.
We're going to take a look at the threes by StFX here. They're just red hot, on fire. Drive and kick, open shot for Dondre Reddick. It's rare you see a game where a team starts off on fire like this, but incredible rhythm. There's Dion Edgem. Vernon, really nice look off the ball screen. Red hot, not much you can do there.
5 for 10 from downtown are the X-Men. The Gales 1 for 6 from distance. Here's Edgem inside. Edgem gets his man in the air. Good block by Cole Silas. And he deflects it off of Edgem. That's a great defensive stop there by the Gales.
Big stop by Queens. They're showing some fight. You know, I think obviously X is struck first, but the game's not won in the first quarter.
A long way to go in this one. Connor Kelly now. Here's Beck. Whips it inside. Keefe can't handle it. Last touch by Edgem. It will stay with the Gales. 44.1 remaining in the quarter. 6 to shoot. Cole Silas will trigger the inbound on the baseline. Here's Kelly. Drops it off to Keefe. Gets it back and he'll lay it up and in. Connor Keefe, the 6'8", fifth-year senior from Halifax, returning. The Halifax Grammar School product. Moencat to the rim, leaves it short. And it looked like a reach on Cole Silas. Little protest there by Cole.
It's just a great effort play. You know, he just didn't give up on that miss for a single second, and that's what makes Moencat so special. It's just unbelievable motor, unbelievable athlete, toughness. He's been having, you know, a dream season, and he doesn't want to let up yet.
Moen Cat with a couple free throws. David will knock down both, shoots it at 64% from the stripe. Pushes the lead back up to 20. The Gales will hold for the last shot. Here's Cole Silas. Silas trying to go to work on Levniak. Altman for three, good look. And that'll bounce off the score, off the shot clock, so 4.2 remaining. And an opportunity for StFX to add on to this 20-point lead. Here's Navas, it's gotta hurry. Navas gets it off in time. Oh, so after one quarter, StFX lead by 20. We're back after these messages with CBC Sports exclusive coverage of the 2023 U Sports Final 8 Men's Basketball Championship.
Certaines personnes arrivent à l'université en sachant ce qu'elles vont faire dans la vie. D'autres viennent pour le découvrir. Peu importe la raison, elles trouveront leur chemin à l'Université d'Ottawa. Un chemin vers la connaissance et vers le succès. Vous étudierez avec des professeurs qui sont des leaders dans leur domaine. 89 d'entre eux sont titulaires de chaires de recherche du Canada. Tout au long de votre parcours, des mentors, des conseillers et des accompagnateurs vous appuieront pour que vous développiez votre plein potentiel.
Fans, you too can celebrate each U Sports team's gold medal with victory of your very own commemorative apparel from T. Litson Sports. Swimming fans of the UBC Thunderbirds and the U of T Varsity Blues, while wrestling fans of the Brock Badgers and Alberta Pandas have been flocking to shop.usports.ca to purchase their piece of history. On Monday, the championship collection from this tournament will be available on purchase, but hurry. Supplies will go fast on this limited time offer. That's U Sports Championship Collection on sale at shop.usports.ca. And welcoming into the booth, the legendary Coach Steve Konchowski. Coach, welcome. Tonight you were honored in your legacy here as the head coach at StFX. How special was it to be recognized tonight?
Well, it was amazing, especially in this building where I have so many great memories. We won 3 national championships in this building, and it was wonderful to be recognized, and especially in a tournament where I'm so proud of my successor, Terrell Vernon, who's done a great job here, and obviously gotten off to a tremendous start in the first quarter.
Has it brought goosebumps back to you being here in this moment?
It always does. Every time I walk in this building, it's like a home away from home for me.
Absolutely. So, knowing that you passed it on to Terrell Vernon, you handpicked this young man to take over as your successor. When you recruited him and brought him in as a player, did you know down the road perhaps that this guy could lead this program?
Well, I knew it was definitely a possibility, especially as I got to coach him, because he was here for 2 years and transferred from McMaster. And his first year, we had a very, very talented team. We had Terry Thomas, we had Bo Kong. We were very, very deep. And Terrell knew how to run that team. He didn't worry about the scoring stats. He just ran the team. The next year, when those guys moved on, he had to take over a different role. He understood that. And he took on a different role. We had to score the ball. And I remember the last game he played here, he played 39 minutes out of the 40. He just knew what he had to do. And I followed his coaching career right from the start. His first practice, he called me up and said, "Coach, help me out with the practice plan." So we stayed close throughout the all those years when he was at TRC winning championships. And he's the guy. At the time he was right. Worked with me for 2 years. and then moved into that 6 inches over from the assistant's job to the head coaching seat. Is a big 6 inches, but he's made a remarkable adjustment. He's a terrific young coach.
And you've been away from, this limelight, this scene here at the U Sports level. Give us your perspective on this level when you left. Is it in good hands?
Well, I think it's in really good hands with Terrell. As far as the StFX program goes, I think the StFX right now, this team is going to raise the bar, as Carleton has done nationally, raise the bar for everybody else. And I think Terrell's going to do the same thing in the AUS, and hopefully, some of the traditional programs like Acadia and St. Mary's, who, when I first came into my position at StFX, those were the teams to beat. And unfortunately, both of those teams this year had down years, but we need those programs to step up to where they were before, and then we're going to have a great league again.
Stick with us there, Coach. Hanging tight. I'll get you to do a little analyst here next to me. Altman knocks down the 3 for the Gales. The Gales right now trying to have some resolve. Moencat, he'll knock down the jumper. David Moencat, what a find this guy is. The 6'7", fourth-year senior from Brampton, Ontario. He's been nothing but dynamite. Altman for 3. That'll rim out. Now the Gales have a couple high performers on their teams as well. Cole Silas, the OUA first team All-Star. He has been lights out from Kingston. Moencat inside. He is met at the rim by Cole Silas. And that'll be a foul on Silas. Canada's best university men's hockey teams head to Charlottetown next week for the 2023 Cavendish Farms University Cup Championship. Catch every second of the action beginning March 16th, only on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports app. So Moencat will shoot 2. Substitutions here for both sides. He'll make the first. Utsalo will come in for the X-Men along with Grumbach. Gatlock James looking to check in, and he will after that second free throw made by Moencat. 42-15. Coach K, we've seen a lot of youngsters running up and down for both of these teams. Impressed with the game and how it's evolved. In your day, you had more of a balanced attack regards to, coaching your offense, and Altman will finish at the rim. Now the game has evolved beyond the three-point line.
Well, it is, but at the same time, I think with X's, 2 big men, when they get the ball in the painted area, I don't think anybody in the tournament's going to stop them. So they have to have that balance of that inside game and the outside game. And Terrell has done a wonderful job this year, creating that balance. But the big thing, and I know it was certainly their points of emphasis last year. 2 weeks ago in the playoffs, was take care of the defensive end, and the offensive end will take care of itself. And that's basically what they've done here. Holding the Gales to 18 points in 13 minutes.
Very impressive defensively is this X-Men team. Vernon, he's fouled in transition by Beck. But Queens, this team's a team on the rise from the OUA. Their second appearance here in back-to-back years. The first time they'll take on this program from StFX at the national stage. For them, they still have some time. 7:32 remaining, and they have a lot of firepower. As I mentioned, they average 86 points per game, and they shoot it well from the field at 45%.
I just think they were surprised by the intensity on defense early. Steph Barry, Coach of the Year in the country, he's going to make some adjustments. The thing is, he wants to, in his position, he wants to get it down to a reasonable a reasonable margin before the half. He wants to go into the half with some positives for his team. And that's what he needs to do right now, regardless of the score.
Reddick hits one way out from the parking lot. And a turnover committed there.
Thank you.
As you can see, another turnover committed by the Gales. That'll be number 10 on the game. Here's Vernon. He'll turn the corner. Utsalo with the loose ball. Stolen by Beck. Cameron Beck trying to get away from Vernon. He'll bring it over the timeline. Beck now. Quick ball movement. Beck in the corner for three. Won't fall. They're having their problems from downtown. The Gales, they're 2 for 11. Coach, thanks for joining me. We appreciate you around the country, not only at the AUS level in this conference, but in the U Sports level. Your legacy will live on forever. And thank you for joining me, and thank you for all you've done for the game of basketball in this country.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it more than anybody. It's been a lifelong endeavor. And I'm still not over. I'm working in the CBL in the summers. And,
yeah, you got that job now. That's your second year back-to-back, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, my second year in the CBL. So a different. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you, Vince.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Steve Konchalski, the legend from StFX, head coach for more than 2 decades, 3 national championships for Coach Steve Konchalski. And we'll have a couple free throws down the other end. Cameron Beck will shoot a pair here. So Beck will shoot 2. First one, nothing but net. Cameron, 6'2", 5th-year senior from Staines upon Thames in England. Had 28 points in the last game. Was 4 for 8 from downtown. And as we exchange a legend, Steve Konchalski, and now my broadcast partner, a legend himself, Nate Philippe. Welcome back, partner.
It's a pleasure to be back, and a pleasure to be in the presence of Coach K. True legend.
Gales trying to find some resolve here, having problems in the offensive end. Lucas Silas will leave it short, gets his own rebound, and he's fouled. And that'll be a foul on the floor. That'll be the 3rd team foul committed by StFX. As Cameron Beck wanted the foul in the act of shooting, though won't get it. Lucas Silas will trigger the inbound on the baseline. Beck with the pull-up. Nothing but nylons. Sweet looking stroke there by Cameron Beck on the baseline floater. Here's Vernon. He'll step into the three-pointer. That won't go. Right into the open arms of Grumbatch, and he'll lay it up and in. Vernon trying to steal it on the sideline, but look at the statistics right now. They don't lie right now, Nate. StFX, 16 of 31 from the floor, 6 of 13 from downtown, and they are perfect from the stripe.
They're absolutely on fire, and Queens has to try and regain some composure here. The game's getting pretty chippy. Understandable they'd be frustrated, but you know, that's got to focus on basketball and executing what you're trying to do here.
Well, we got a long way to go, Nate. We got a long way to go. This is U Sports, and anything can happen. If a team can go on a run, and you know basketball is a game of runs. The Gales, all they need is some consistency offensively and get some timely stops down the other end, and it all starts down on the other end defensively.
It definitely does. It definitely does. And I think you know, Queens is not going to give up. It's you know, they've seen high-level basketball every game that they played this year, so you know, they just have to get back to what they do. You know, try and refine their identity here and battle back into this game.
Bet for 3. Michael II can't tip it home. Edging with the rebound. Here's Levniak. Steven Levniak gets inside. Dion Edgem, three-pointer. Bang! Knocks it down. That's number 7 on the game for the X-Men. Kelvin the second. That won't fall. Edgem hitting the deck, trying to block O'Keefe. And that'll be a loose ball foul on the Gales.
Here's the last three by X. Driving kick, and you can't leave a shooter that open. You know, they're on fire, but a lot of these are defensive breakdowns too. Great shot by Dion Edgem there.
30-point bulge with 5:23 remaining in the second quarter. When this team, StFX, last played on this floor, they ran away with the AUS championship. They won it by 50 over the University of Prince Edward Island Panthers, and it's been kind of the same type of makeup that we're seeing right here.
This game is absolutely a carryover from the AUS championship. You know, they showed the kind of horsepower they have and the type of potential they have, and it's absolutely a carryover from that.
158 points in 15, excuse me. We got 40 minutes in that one game, and we got 5 minutes remaining here in the second. You do the math. There's a lot of math to do, and you don't have to be a mathematician to figure out what has transpired up to this point. A lot of positives offensively for StFX and defensively, because they have to make stops on the other end. Here's Beck now. Step back three, good closeout by James. Silas, count it, and one. So Cole Silas able to get the and one. He'll go to the line to complete the three-point play.
Yeah, and Silas needed that one. I don't know if our viewers know how good Cole Silas actually is. He hasn't been showing it yet this game, but he's one of the premier players in the OUA.
We'll get to Silas on the other side. Stay with us. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Arrivent à l'université en sachant ce qu'elles vont faire dans la vie. D'autres viennent pour le découvrir. Peu importe la raison, elles trouveront leur chemin à l'Université d'Ottawa. Un chemin vers la connaissance et vers le succès. Vous étudierez avec des professeurs qui sont des leaders dans leur domaine. 89 d'entre eux sont titulaires de chaires de recherche du Canada. Tout au long de votre parcours, des mentors, des conseillers et des accompagnateurs vous appuieront pour que vous développiez votre plein potentiel.
FLW Analytics from Boost Innovation is proud to bring you the 2023 U Sports Basketball Final 8 on CBC. This Canadian-built military-grade software produces guidance on 8 performance mindset characteristics as well as knowledge of tactics and strategy in basketball. FLW Analytics proven technology is ready for its Canadian release. Learn more about the launch of FLW Analytics in Canada by visiting flwanalytics.com or scan the QR code on your screen. FLW Analytics, where champions go to improve their mindset. So Cole Silas will shoot the and one coming out of the break. He'll knock it down. We mentioned Cole Silas. Man, what a career. 6'5", fourth-year senior from Kingston, the product of LaSalle Secondary. OUA East first team All-Star in 21-22, and an OUA All-Rookie team in 2019-2020. Here's the aforementioned Cole Silas. Spins in the lane, lays it up and in. Beautiful move by Cole Silas. He's got a quick 5 points.
Yeah, and now he's starting to show what kind of player he is and what he can do. First team All-Canadian, he's a stud. 2-3 zone here. Try and disrupt their tempo and rhythm.
Pennell, three-pointer, it's good, and he blows a kiss. Matt Pennell knocks down another three. That's number 8 for StFX. Here's Altman. Altman spins in the lane on Edgem. Cole Silas now trying to take Levniak off the bounce. Draws the double, flips it inside the Altman. He'll lay it up, and a wild shot at the end of the shot clock for Altman. He wanted to foul, didn't get it, so that'll be a shot clock violation by the Gales.
Yeah, what can get lost in a game like this is how well X is playing defensively too. You know, great ball screen coverage there, great help, rotations, super aggressive on the ball. You know, precise and exacting off the ball. It's a phenomenal defensive performance so far this game as well.
Well, they hold their opponents at 39% from the floor, at 31% from downtown, and 74 points per game. Number 1 in the AUS on the regular season. Edgem's jumper won't go. Cole Silas now trying to take control. That's batted away from behind by Pennell. Pennell runs back the other way. They have numbers. And that errant pass to Moen Cat just out of his reach from Nava.
One of the few mistakes they've made so far this game.
Turnover number 5 committed by the X-Men. 3 minutes remaining. Altman dribbles it off his foot. Loose ball scramble picked up by Beck. Altman inside. Gets Levniak in the air, and then Nava will be called for the reach from behind, and Brandon will shoot 2. So Levniak will actually get the foul on the reach. He'll go to the bench. And coming in for the first time for the X-Men was number 2, Keontae Bills, the 6'3" freshman from North Preston, Nova Scotia. Gatlock James will come back in. Edgem will sit down as well. Altman misses the first. Shoots it at 78% from the stripe on the season.
Altman's given them a really good lift so far this game. He's brought great shooting touch. He's brought very good energy to try and keep them in this game.
Moen Cat lays it up. Beautiful scoop move as he looked to punch it, but Altman was able to recover, and he was going to meet him at the apex. But a nice move. Making the alteration was David Moen Cat.
Yeah, and here's the replay. Got Nava getting into the paint. Great drop-off pass, and Moen Cat showing that athleticism. Beautiful finish.
And that's not easy for a big man. You would know, right?
No, and I wouldn't really, and that's what makes him so tough to guard. Is he really isn't a big man. He's like a hybrid wing, big. You know, he's got the physicality to guard 4s or 5s, but he's got the skill level to be a 2 or a 3 almost. So he's an absolute matchup nightmare.
Moen Cat, last season in the CEBL, he was the #1 pick overall in the U Sports draft. As Moen Cat played for the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Went all the way to the final. Lost it though to the Hamilton Honey Badgers. They've got it done in Ottawa at the TD Place, knocking off the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Here's now Vernon steps inside for the 3. Won't fall, chased down by Beals. Beals almost throws it away. Beck almost came up with the steal, and then Beck bumps Nava. And Queens over the limit. Nava will shoot 2.
And playing a 2-3 zone is not something that Queens would normally do. It just shows, you know, they're just searching for anything, right? They're just trying to find some kind of a solution to slow X down and just throw everything they can at them. But that 2-3 zone is obviously not something they're very comfortable with.
Your expert opinion, what would that be exactly if you're the Gales? If you can get into that locker room, in the mind of Steph Barry, I mean, he's an outstanding coach, coach of the year at U Sports, knows what he's doing. Absolutely. But they got a lot of heavy lifting in the second half.
Yeah, I think they have to try and find a way to change the tempo of the game. You know, right now it's just too much in X's favor. It's too up and down. Transition is where X is dynamic, as they're showing right here. Queens have to try and change the rhythm, try and change the tempo, and make it a Queens tempo of game rather than an X tempo.
Foul on Altman. That's his second. Connor Keefe will come back into the game. He's got 2 personals as well. Good look at Brandon Altman. Nava back to the stripe. Nava, this guy has been a dynamo since stepping on campus in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Shoots it at 93%, pretty much automatic from the stripe is Nava. Here's Silas. Silas calling for it. Here's Cole Silas trying to walk down Beals. Into the corner and stepping out of bounds is Scott Jenkins. Checking into the game for the first time. He's the 5'11" guard, Jenkins. Minute 33 now, remaining in the first half.
And those turnovers are killer. Those are self-inflicted wounds that they just can't afford at this stage.
That's number 12 on the game. Nava 3-pointer. Kelvin the second with the rebound. Here comes Cole Silas now, trying to take Nava inside. Draws the triple. Silas flips it up, and he'll get the shooter's roll. So Cole Silas start. He's got 7 now. Three for 3 from the floor is Silas. Gatlock James baseline, he'll step out of bounds with 52.1 remaining in the half. Cole Silas now, pretty much taking over the point guard position, point forward. Cole Silas, and he's really trying to take Keontae Beals, the smaller man, off the bounce inside. He'll draw the foul and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, we talked about Cole Silas earlier in the game, but really Queens is not in this position without Cole Silas. You know, first team All-OUA, first team All-Canadian, and he's really been the motor that's driven Queens to get to this level, him and his brother Luca.
Not a bad name to have for a basketball player.
Absolutely.
Luca.
Yeah.
You think his parents knew that? No.
And it's interesting that they have totally different styles of play also. You know, totally different types of players, but Kingston products that have really driven that program over the last 4 years.
Kingston is a hotbed for basketball. A lot of great players coming out of Kingston, Ontario. Beals is 3. Moen Cat with the rebound, loses the handle. Here's Moen Cat. He'll try to walk down Silas. Beals again from downtown. Moen Cat with the same result with the rebound. Nava 3-pointer. That'll rim out. Moen Cat just persistent on the offensive glass, and he'll call the foul on Connor Keefe.
Unbelievable.
We got to take a look at this replay.
Unbelievable.
This sequence is outstanding.
And that's an example of the impact that David Moencat has in the game. I mean, relentless on the offensive glass, relentless on the defensive glass. His motor is just off the charts, and that's really what makes him special. You know, that sequence right there shows what type of player he is and what impact he's had on this program. Incredible.
They know he can get it done on the defensive end, being named the Defensive Player of the Year, both in conference play and at the national level. Last night at the award ceremony, named the Defensive Player of the Year is David Moencat. As Cameron Bett will come in, Jenkins will sit down.
And let's look at this again. Moencat, unbelievable effort, unbelievable toughness. Single-handedly powering the X offensive glass here. That was a phenomenal play.
Tapped out of bounds by Gatlock James. 2.5 remaining in the half. Possession will stay with the Gales. Bett will trigger the inbound. Aon, half-court heave, way off the mark. So, at the half, StFX leading it 65-35. An outstanding first 20 minutes for the X-Men.
Incredible performance. I mean, again, it's carryover from the AUS Championship when they played some of the best basketball that Canada's seen, and X just put on another masterpiece performance. Incredible.
And StFX, we're going to have a conversation with the head coach for the X-Men, Tyrell Vernon. After 20 minutes, man, the conversation with him is going to be interesting. And let's talk to the head coach. Coach Vernon, 20 minutes in the books. Give me your assessment on the first 20.
I think the energy was there, defensively. I think for the first, quarter and a half, we really understood the personnel. We were taking them out of some things. We got a little bit of lazy there in the end of that second quarter, but I'm happy with their energy.
And what were you happy about that first 20?
The first 20, just we're flying around, we're communicating. Offensively, we were picking on the guys we were supposed to pick on. We just focused in on who we were supposed to attack, and we did everything the way we had it had it scouted out. So it's good to see that what was on paper can kind of translate onto the court. But again, I think we got to finish that quarter a little bit better.
Coach Steve Konchowski had a few nice things to say about you, Coach. What does he mean to the program, having him as a mentor and handing it over to you?
Well, we're not who we are without him. I don't come to StFX without him. I don't build that relationship without him, and I'm not the coach here without him. So it all started with him, and he's been with me every step of the way. So this what we're doing right now is not happening without him.
Thanks for this, Coach. Good luck in the second half. We appreciate you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Head coach Tyrell Vernon talking about legacy, talking about his team, and they are on a roll here. And we'll step aside. We'll be back after these messages with the Wilson Halftime Report. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
This season, catch the best in Atlantic University sport excitement at home or on the go with AUS TV. Soccer, rugby, football, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and more. Tune in at AUSTV.ca. All your favorite university teams showcasing their talents in one place. AUS TV, powered by Bell Alliance. They bring it to the court. They bring it to the field. They bring it to the ice. And now they bring it to you. Presented by Subway, the official fuel of Atlantic University sport.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Certaines personnes arrivent à l'université en sachant ce qu'elles vont faire dans la vie. D'autres viennent pour le découvrir. Peu importe la raison, elles trouveront leur chemin à l'Université d'Ottawa. Un chemin vers la connaissance et vers le succès. Vous étudierez avec des professeurs qui sont des leaders dans leur domaine. 89 d'entre eux sont titulaires de chaires de recherche du Canada. Tout au long de votre parcours, des mentors, des conseillers et des accompagnateurs vous appuieront pour que vous développiez votre plein potentiel.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite. Of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
The nominees for the Defensive Player of the Year in U Sports Men's Basketball are, en nomination pour le prix de joueur défensif de l'année en basketball masculin U-Sport 2023, des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique from the AUS, David Mooncat, Université StFX University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RSEQ, Bahaid Haidara, Université du Québec à Montréal, UQAM. Du sport universitaire de l'Ontario from the OUA, Khalil Miller, Université McMaster University. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne from Canada West, Anthony Tigakili, Université Brandon University. Le lauréat du prix du joueur défensif de l'année en basketball masculin U-Sport 2023, the winner of the U-Sports Men's Basketball Defensive Player of the Year Award is David Mooncat, Université StFX University.
Back in Halifax, alongside Nate Philippe, Vince Williams on hand. After 20 minutes, StFX leads a big 65-35. And let's take a look at the numbers after 20.
Yeah, the numbers tell the story. It was a dominant performance by X. They played pretty much as well as you can play offensively. Numbers that stand out, 46% from the field, 100% from the free throw line. So they were actually 16 for 16 from the free throw line in the second quarter, right, where the game started getting disjointed. Queens started showing some frustrations and sent them to the free throw line, got in bonus, and it's, dominant performance so far.
Men Be Aware is a campaign to inform the public about the dangers of meningitis B, a potentially fatal illness that is relatively unknown to the general population. Joining us now is Marvin Okello from B4K, an organization that aims to raise awareness of Men B. Marvin, thank you for joining us here.
Thanks, Vince, for having me. Appreciate it.
No problem. What exactly is meningitis B?
So meningitis B is the most common and deadly form of meningitis. There are 5 types, which include A, B, C, Y, and W. And unfortunately, in Nova Scotia, B is the only one that's actually not covered in the vaccine that you get in grade 7. So it's really important that we raise awareness about meningitis B so that we stop having young adolescents and young adults dying from it.
And what is B4K and how was it founded?
B4Kai was founded when young Kai Matthews unfortunately passed away from meningitis B. I actually met a young lady here today who was friends with Kai Math, and he was healthy, he was a big part of the community, and when he got meningitis B, he died within 48 hours. So it can affect athletes who are on the court, some of the fans who are in the stands, so it's really important that we raise awareness for B4Kai.
And how can fans learn more about B4Kai and the Men Be Aware campaign?
You can learn more about it. If you're in the stadium, you can actually go by section 6, and we have a table where we have some prizes and some information about it. But you can also go on the website b4kai.com.
Well, thank you for this, Marvin, for joining us tonight to help raise meningitis B awareness.
Thank you, Vince, for having us.
We appreciate you.
Cheers.
Step aside. We'll be back. Stay with us. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite. Of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
The nominees for the Ken Shields Award for Excellence in Basketball, Academics and Community Involvement are les candidats pour le prix Ken Shields pour l'excellence dans le basketball, les études et l'engagement communautaire sont des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique from the AUS, John Alex Voss, Université de l'Île du Prince-Édouard, UPEI, du Réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RSEQ, Charles Robert, Université Bishop's University, du sport universitaire de l'Ontario from the OUA, Aidan Warnholtz, Université Carleton University, et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne from Canada West, Adam Page, l'Université de l'Alberta, University of Alberta. Le lauréat du prix Ken Shields pour l'engagement communautaire est, the winner of the Ken Shields Award for Community Service is, Adam Page, l'Université de l'Alberta, University of Alberta.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
We're back in Halifax. Queens trailing StFX 65-35. Standing now is head coach of the Queens Gales, Steph Barry. Coach, your perspective on the first 20 minutes.
I mean, look, they kicked our butt. Not much perspective or insight to add. They just did a great job. We didn't. Look, we've got to do a good job of, showing who we are in the second half, and we didn't do that in the first half. And look, we got to rise to the occasion right now and show who we are, and hopefully our guys can muster that up in the second half.
And what did you like about the first 20 minutes, Coach, from your team?
Not much.
Ed, that's
not much.
A tough question. Okay.
There was a couple, we went to a zone in the second part of the second quarter, which I think slowed them down a little bit. So there were a few things there that were okay that we hopefully can build off of, but we just got to do a full Jekyll and Hyde reversal here and be a different team in the second half. Aside
from the basketball game, Coach, your perspective on the legacy of Coach K, and what does he mean to basketball in Canada?
He means a lot. I actually saw him in the mall yesterday eating lunch, and I went over, and we had a good 10-minute conversation. That's just the kind of guy he is. He's always giving back. He's helping younger coaches like myself, have perspective, and at the point he's at. And I have a lot of respect for Coach K. He's done a lot for the game, and put people in my position on a stage like this. So we owe him a lot, and he's had an amazing career.
Really appreciate you, Coach. Thank you so much, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Head coach of the Queens Gales, Steph Barry, the U Sports Coach of the Year, and tough 20 minutes, as he mentioned there, Nate, as StFX really got on top of the Gales. But there's 20 minutes left, and there's an opportunity for this Gales team. They've been in wars. We've mentioned it, you have mentioned it. They've been in wars before. They've been in this situation before, not a lot, but it's one of a position where that it's not insurmountable that they can come back and win this game.
No, and this is the type of game as a coach, when you get into the locker room, you just take the score sheet, crumple it up, throw it out, right, and you say it's a brand new half, and we have to get back to what we do. And he said it, it's got to be Jekyll and Hyde and just, have a short-term memory and get back to what they do at the highest level. offensively, defensively. You know, I mentioned it in the last game with Winnipeg. It's like shell drill in practice, right? Just get back to what you do in practice every day. Get back to our identity as Queens, and show what type of team you are, right? It's X obviously was an absolute buzzsaw. There's no way they could have played better than they did in the first half, offensively and defensively, and now Queens has to dig in and show what type of character they have.
Well, folks, they'll have an opportunity to try to mount the greatest comeback in esports nationals history. As StFX will start with possession here in the third. The original starting lineup: Reddick, Moencat, Levniak, Nava, and Edgem. Here's Levniak. Moencat. Throws up the air ball, rebound by Altman. So Altman will get the start in the second half for the Gales. Kelvin, the seconds, 3 rims out, and he's had a lot of good looks from downtown. He's 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. Tie up for the loose ball, and possession arrow will favor the Gales. As Kelvin the second shaken up on the play, he'll be helped back up to his feet. CBC Sports is your home for the 2023 U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship from Vancouver. Catch the best in University Women's Volleyball starting Friday, March 17th on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Olympics YouTube channel. Cole Silas for 3, and that'll rim out. Tried to beat the shot clock, got a good look from downtown. Just couldn't get it to fall. Queens 2 for 16 from downtown. Here's Edgem, he'll try. And that'll be good for Edgem. Dion Edgem. He's a bigger man, but he really likes to stand outside the three-point line, and he can really stroke it from distance.
Dion's been playing really, really well tonight and showing the full repertoire of what he can do. Very, very impressive performance from Dion so far.
Edgem, he's got 14 points, 4 of 7 from the floor, and here's the kicker. He's 4 for 5 from downtown with 5 rebounds.
Yep, and for Queens, they can't fall in love with the 3 here. I don't love to start throwing up as many threes as they have. You know, you can't fall in love with that. You're not going to get back the whole deficit in one possession.
And here's Luka Silas, and the frustration continuing to mount. He'll be called for the charge. Outstanding defense and transition by Nava.
Yeah, great defense, great job stepping in, sacrificing your body. You know, that's the type of leadership Nav has had throughout his career at Ducks. Great job drawing the charge there.
So Lucas Silas will sit down. Struggling is Silas. Luka, the brother of Cole Silas, 0 for 5 from the floor. He'll pick up his 3rd personal. Cameron Beck will come back in.
Great ball movement.
Reddick for 3. Chased down by Cole Silas. Levniak stops the ball. Catch and shoot 3-pointer. Won't fall for Connor Kelly. Moencat on the run out. And Moencat, I think he was a little too far away from the rim. Outstanding play. To sacrifice the body is Brandon Altman.
Here's the replay. Bang, bang play, charge block. Let's see it. Yeah, good call, good call. Would have been a phenomenal athletic play for sure.
That would have ripped the roof off here at the Scotiabank Center if he was able to detonate that dynamite. Edgem will be called for the foul. So it's actually Levniak. My apologies, as Vernon will come in, Antoine Vernon for Levniak. Kelvin the second. Here's Cole Silas. Draws the double. Kelvin the second's got to heave it up. Floater not there. Throws up the air ball. And the frustrating night for the 6-foot sophomore from Ottawa continues.
Another great defensive possession by X. They're really, really doing it on both ends. Absolutely nothing easy for Queens.
Here's Reddick. Good hand in the passing lane by Kelvin II. Nava. And that's a technical foul. Flop called on Cameron Beck. Don't see that every day.
Wow. Yeah, they did give a flop warning in the first half, so that's how it works. You get one flop warning, the next one's a technical, and that's unfortunately bad to worse for Queens.
Well, he kept his word on it, didn't he?
Hey, it is what it is. Yeah, Steph Berry, Coach of the Year, still fighting to get through to his guys. It's a well-coached team. They're not going to give up. They're not going to back down. But obviously they got their work cut out for them here.
StFX knocks down the technical, as you saw on that screen. The young man, Michael Kelvin II. As we mentioned, a 6'6" sophomore from Ottawa. Still a lot of basketball left for him.
Clear path foul there. That's going to be 2 shots plus the ball.
So we'll have, that'll be on Antoine Vernon. So Connor Kelly will shoot the technical. 6'2", fourth-year senior from Brockville, Ontario. Gets the shooter's roll. It's all the English at the strike to get it to fall. And this time it doesn't work out in his favor.
Hate to see that as a coach. That could be a big momentum swing, but obviously nothing's easy for Queens right now.
As Reddick will be called for the push, trying to body up Cole Silas off the ball. That'll be the 14th foul on StFX. Next one, they're over the limit. The Gales will shoot free throws the rest of the way with 7:12 remaining here in the third quarter. Nice catch by Altman. Can't convert though. Bowen Cat on the run out. To Reddick. And Aon able to get back and deflect it away. Reddick wanted a foul.
Yeah, got away with the foul there for sure.
Cole Silas for 3. Chased down by Edgen. And Reddick is fouled by Seb Campbell. Canada's best university men's volleyball teams head to Hamilton next weekend for the 2023 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship. Catch every second of the action beginning Friday, March 17th on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and the CBC Olympic YouTube channel. Lots of championship going on in the month of March. Volleyball, hockey, and men's and women's across the country.
Best time of the year. Best time of the year to be a sports fan, no doubt about it.
Here's Altman for 3. And Brandon gets it to fall. So Brandon Altman has knocked down 3 threes in this game. Edgem won't go this time. Campbell with the rebound. He'll hand it off to Cole Silas. Aon with the difficult catch. Now he tried to take Moen Cat off the bounce. And there'll be a whistle. Aon will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul on David Moen Cat. Michael Utsalo along with Gatlock James will come in for Moen Cat and Edgem. 6:05. At what point does Terrell Vernon decide, okay, this might be in the bag, we might need to rest some players for the semifinal game tomorrow?
Well, as a coach, you know that's a dangerous mindset to have. You know, I think a coach like Tyrell Vernon wants to keep his foot on the gas, you know, start to finish. Exactly. You know, you really you play as if it's 0-0, and you want to get the best out of your team every second that they're on the floor. So, you know, they showed that in the AUS championship game, and I think they're going to show that here as well.
I was tempted to ask the question, but I had to ask it anyway. I knew the answer, but I had to get your perspective.
Absolutely.
Nonetheless.
No, and that's the balancing act with a 3-day tournament like this. Is, you know, you have to make sure they have the juice for tomorrow too. So it's always a balance between you know, giving everything you got in this game, but also having enough gas in the tank for the next 2 days also.
Because there is no tomorrow. If you lose, you go on to the consolation.
Exactly.
And here's Altman trying to back down Utsala. Altman gets it back, and Altman will draw the foul, and Brennan will shoot 2 free throws. Utsala will pick up the personal. Michael will have to go back to the bench. As Bennett Grumbach will come in for the X-Men. Pace slowed down here.
It's been a physical game. I think Queens is a proud team, and this is not the outcome they wanted so far in this game, and they're going to try and find a way to battle back. Still a very chippy, physical game, and still very, very competitive.
This pace is favoring the Gales right now. Shooting a lot of free throws with the clock stopped.
And this is exactly what we talked about at halftime, is change the pace of the game and slow it down and make it more of a Queens pace.
Grumbach can't finish with the finger roll, and he'll be called for the reach, and Cole Silas will walk down the other way and shoot 2 more. So interesting here with 5:33 remaining, 69-43. Yep. If you're the Gales, what is the deficit that you're looking for at the start of the 4th quarter?
I think with this type of game, if you can get it to 15, 16 points, that's a big win for them, right? They're trying to win every 4-minute spurt that they have, win every quarter that they can, and try and get it back to a workable margin. If this gets back to a workable margin, all the pressure's on X, right?
Nava 3-pointer. That'll rattle out. Cole Silas on the run out, off the rebound. Silas to the rim, and he'll lay it up and in. Beautiful move there by Cole Silas as he went end to end, rim to rim. So Silas single-handedly has put the Gales on his back. He's doing it off the ball, with the ball, defensively. Nava, wild shot in traffic, and James is fouled by Kelly. Kelly just couldn't keep him off the boards, so Gatlock will shoot 2.
Offensive rebounding, another big theme for this game. Great job by Gatlock James there, getting after it on the glass.
So a timeout. So on the other side, we'll be back after these messages. Stay with us. You're watching U Sports on CBC. FLW Analytics from Boost Innovation is proud to bring you the 2023 U Sports Basketball Final 8 on CBC. This Canadian-built military-grade software provides guidance on 8 performance mindset characteristics, as well as knowledge of tactics and strategy in basketball. FLW Analytics. Proven technology is ready for its Canadian release. Learn more about the launch of the FLW Analytics in Canada by visiting flwanalytics.com or scan the QR code on your screen. It's Gatlock James shooting 2. Coming out of the timeout, the break on the other side. He'll go 1 for 2. Altman with the rebound. Queens looking to push. Here's Altman, hands it off to Aon. Campbell gets inside on Grumbach. ripped away. Reddick on the run out. And Reddick stumbles. Great hustle by Campbell. And Campbell will be called for the travel, but outstanding recovery by Campbell after he got it stolen down the other end.
Excellent effort play, and look, I've seen him blood from his mouth. I see blood on his knee, you know, and that's the type of intensity that Coach Barry's looking for in this game. Great hustle play.
So Campbell will check out of the game. Lucas Silas will come in for the Gales. Here's Reddick, picked up by Altman. Altman closes all the way out. Great challenge there by Brandon Altman. Cole Silas now looking to attack off the bounce. Draws the triple. Aon for three. Wild shot off the side of the backboard. Knocked out of bounds by Cole Silas. A quick protest there, none coming, says Kevin Lee. Will play on, and it will be StFX's ball. So Pennell will come back in, Matt Pennell for the X-Men. The 6'2" sophomore from St. John's, Newfoundland. Drum back, shot about three. Pennell, corner three. Won't fall. Cole Silas rips down the rebound, thought about throwing it ahead to his brother. Luca. Silas try to lay it up and in. James comes up with the loose ball somehow. Here's Vernon. Vernon looks behind him. Drum back, looks inside the James. James will be called for the walk. So a little disjointed is this offense now for StFX. It's been a while since they had any type of consistency and flow. So Tyrell Vernon not taking any chances with 3:43 remaining in the third. Will bring back Moencat along with Edgem. Drum Batch will stay out there. Nava and Pennell. Here's Bet. Bet will turn it over, and Edgem gets poked in the eye by errant finger. I think it was Brandon Altman. And it is Brandon Altman. And as you can see, Dion Edgem shaking up on the play, and he'll walk down the other end, shoot free throws. So this one's turned into a free throw competition, Nate, here in the third.
It's been a very physical game from the start, you know, and now Queens is trying to make a run here. I really like that sub by Coach Vernon. Bringing three starters back, you know, really sends the message to his team that this game's not done, you know, and they have to keep playing their best basketball. Here's a replay. So Dion Edgem, strong two-hand rebound there. Gets poked in the eye. Looks like he's okay though, shooting the free throws now.
Edgem, a 62% free throw shooter. The first one will rim out. 14-point game. Multiple times the lead's been up to 30. So if you're the Gales, there's some encouraging moments here in the third quarter, as Edgem will go 1 for 2. Here's Cole Silas. He'll bring it over the timeline. Backdoor to Lucas Silas, and he'll lay it up and in.
Great pass there by Cole Silas.
Cameron Bett almost steals that pass by Nava, as the Gales in a 2-3 matchup zone now. So Queens fighting here in the third.
They're doing what they have to do to try and make this a game.
And that'll be a foul on Bett. They have totally taken the crowd out of this game right now, Nate.
Bad foul there by Cam Bett, but you gotta like the aggressiveness. You know, trying to set the tone there defensively and pressure and create a turnover. So, you know, it's not a great foul, but you gotta like the effort.
So Cameron Bett will pick up his third personal. Seb Campbell will come back for the Gales. And if there's one guy that you can't afford to put on the free throw line, it's this one. Nava shoots it at 93%. From the stripe, and pretty much automatic. We'll knock down both. And Pennell will be called for the foul on Lucas Silas. And is this 2 shots plus the ball? And it is. So an objectional there on Matt Pennell. Lots of conversation by all the players on the floor, from StFX to their head coach, Tyrell Vernon. What to think right now? 73-48, 3:15 left in the third. We got a long way to go before this one is over. The pace has totally come to a halt. It's in favor of Queens, and that's what we spoke about. Queens needed to take a hold of the pace and dictate it. And right now they have dictated. Scrappy play, gritty play, challenging on everything. And that's what a good team does. No, a great team does.
Absolutely. This is exactly what we talked about at halftime. Is they had to disrupt X's rhythm, make it a slower paced game, make it a Queens paced game. And this game is getting chippy. It's getting chippy for sure.
And Bennett Grumbatch's night is over. He picks up the technical after Lucas Silas missed 2 free throws. He did a flyby with clapping in his face, and it's a no-no. His night is done. He'll head back to the StFX locker room. Connor Kelly now will shoot the technical. He'll get it to fall, so a turn of events right now. So Grumbatch, arguably their best three-point shooter, done for the night. And now an opportunity for the Gales. Again, here's Kelly. Campbell can't finish. Last touch by the X-Men. It will stay with the Gales.
Another great effort play there by Sub Campbell, bringing great toughness and intensity to the Queens. I think he's been part of their spark.
Antoine Vernon will come in. Pennell will check out. Lucas Silas will trigger the inbound on the baseline. Here's Keith. He's come back into the game. And that's the one guy you don't want dribbling the basketball on the perimeter.
You said it, Vince. Too much dribbling. Just keep it simple. Know your strengths. Know your role.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the third. 73-49, StFX. And this has been abysmal quarter for both of these teams. StFX only has 8 points in the quarter. But if you're Queens, you're happy. You got 14. You need to continue to chip away here. Wild shot at the end of the shot clock. Off the side of the backboard by Edgem. Here's Cole Silas. Kelly for 3. It's good! And a timeout called by the X-Men. And just like that, the Gales are back in this one.
Yeah, you can really feel the momentum shift. Going to take another look at that 3 here. This quarter has definitely been a Queens style of game, a Queens pace. Here we've got a drive and kick. Cole Silas, first team All-Canadian, finds the open shooter, and that's down. Queens basketball.
And we'll step aside. We're back after these messages. Stay with us. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Certaines personnes arrivent à l'université en sachant ce qu'elles vont faire dans la vie. D'autres viennent pour le découvrir. Peu importe la raison, elles trouveront leur chemin à l'Université d'Ottawa. Un chemin vers la connaissance et vers le succès. Vous étudierez avec des professeurs qui sont des leaders dans leur domaine. 89 d'entre eux sont titulaires de chaires de recherche du Canada. Tout au long de votre parcours, des mentors, des conseillers et des accompagnateurs vous appuieront pour que vous développiez votre plein potentiel.
Back in Halifax, StFX leading at 73-52, alongside Nate Philippe. Vince Williams on hand. Reddick for 3. Won't fall. The struggles continuing for the X-Men here in the third quarter. Cole Silas with another rebound. Lucas Silas now. Here's Keith trying to back down and muscle. Moen Cat and Connor Keith will draw the foul, +1.
And this is exactly what we talked about at halftime, Vince, is Queens trying to impose their pace, their style of play, and that's exactly what they've been doing in this third quarter.
Connor Keith not afraid to take it inside on Moen Cat. He'll finish the three-point plays, the fifth-year senior from Halifax. He's got lots of family in the building tonight. Moen Cat trying to go right at Keith. Back to Moen Cat, draws the triple team, and he'll lay it off the glass and in.
Big bucket for X there. They really needed that just to regain some of that confidence and swagger.
Altman, wide open triple. Throws up the air ball. Saved on the end line. Great play by Kelly, poking it away from Reddick. And then Reddick commits the cardinal sin. He'll foul Cole Silas, and Silas will shoot two. So the parade to the free throw line has been plenty since the 7-minute mark of this quarter.
Yeah, and the pace of the game has totally changed. This is a totally different two teams than we saw in the first half. You know, I think from the X perspective, you have to remember that you still have a 20-point lead, right? I think they came out with so much fire and so much intensity that this feels, you know, dramatically different for them. You know, they're losing some of that swagger, and you can see, you know, a little bit of doubt creeping into their eyes. But you have to remember, you still have a 20-point lead, and just get back to what you do.
As Cole Silas will go 1 for 2. Where they could have made up some of that deficit is from the charities fight. They're 20 for 28, so that's 8 points left on the board. Left off the board, excuse me.
Absolutely.
Here's Moen Cat. Keontae Bill's in there. Moen Cat, beautiful. Spins in the lane and finishes with the right hand. Just absorbed that contact by Keith and used it to his advantage.
Big time move by Moen Cat.
Lucas Silas will draw the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair. There's 49.3 left in the quarter. Michael Utsalo will be called for the foul. And Michael Utsalo's night is over. That's his 5th personal. Gatlock James will come in.
2 key players for X off the floor and out of the game now. This reflects how much fouling and how much disruption happened in that third quarter.
Yes, as Lucas Silas having his difficulties from the strike tonight. Finally makes his first, so he's 1 for 5 from the free throw line is Lucas Silas. Still a 20-point deficit for the Gales. Moen Cat. Good close out by Keith. Here's Cole Silas on the run out. Spins in the lane. Drops it off to Keith. Keith powers it up and in.
Great pass there by Lucas Silas. He's really creating for himself and his teammates. Starting to show what he can really do on the floor.
So Nava will hold for the last shot. Here's Nava. Gets inside. Nava lays it up and in. Beautiful move. The heave at the buzzer won't count. And the StFX X-Men up 79-59. 3 quarters completed here. We're back after these messages. Stay with us. You're watching U Sports here on CBC.
This season, catch the best in Atlantic University sport excitement at home or on the go with AUS TV. Soccer, rugby, football, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and more. Tune in at AUSTV.ca. All your favorite university teams showcasing their talents in one place. AUS TV, powered by Bell Alliance. They bring it to the court. They bring it to the field. They bring it to the ice. And now they bring it to you. Presented by Subway, the official fuel of Atlantic University sport.
Certaines personnes arrivent à l'université en sachant ce qu'elles vont faire dans la vie. D'autres viennent pour le découvrir. Peu importe la raison, elles trouveront leur chemin à l'Université d'Ottawa. Un chemin vers la connaissance et vers le succès. Vous étudierez avec des professeurs qui sont des leaders dans leur domaine. 89 d'entre eux sont titulaires de chaires de recherche du Canada. Tout au long de votre parcours, des mentors, des conseillers et des accompagnateurs vous appuieront pour que vous développiez votre plein potentiel.
Fans, you too can celebrate each U Sports team's gold medal with victory. Your very own commemorative apparel from T. Litson Sports. Swimming fans of the UBC Thunderbirds and the U of T Varsity Blues, while wrestling fans of the Brock Badgers and Alberta Pandas have been flocking to shop.usports.ca to purchase their piece of history. On Monday, the championship collection from this tournament will be available for purchase. But hurry, supplies will go fast on this limited time offer. That's U Sports Championship Collection on sale at shop.usports.ca. So alongside Nate Philippe, Vince Williams on hand. Fourth quarter upon us, 20-point lead for StFX. Good look at the X-Men and Tyrell Vernon and his coaching staff. Doc Ryan still on the bench for the X-Men, a legend in his right.
Another legend, no question about it. Doc has been there for all the success Coach K had, and all the success and legacy that the X-Men have built over the years. Doc's been there for all of it. Absolute legend himself.
So the X-Men will start with possession here in the fourth. Nolan Cat spins in the lane, and Altman just doesn't have the answer inside on that tough reversal.
Great move there by Molencat, showing his athleticism, his footwork.
Put back not there for Keith. Here's Vernon. Stripped away by Lucas Silas. Cole Silas on the run out. Throws it up, and Connor Keith will follow it up. But a good job there by Silas. He's seen Molencat bearing down. Just try to get it up off the backboard and rim, knowing that Keith was there running it down for the putback.
Yep, great second effort there on Keith, knowing that there's always a chance he's going to be a miss.
Here's Cole Silas. Spins in the lane. Altman in the corner. Lucas Silas. Cole Silas for three. Yes! And he knocks it down from downtown. Cole Silas has been getting busy inside the painted area, but that's a huge three for the Gales.
Cole Silas has been huge and trying to battle back here and make this a game. The Queen's star is showing what he can do here.
Beals knocks down a huge triple. Keontae Beals, his first field goal. The X-Men with the answer when the Gales respond. And Beals in a collision with Connor Keith. Keith shaking up on the play. Keontae will be called for the foul.
Let's take another look at that play. Great pass here. Unbelievable effort play and recovery there by Keontae Beals. Very athletic play, even to just get a foul there.
It was the follow through. He didn't get the block, but it was the follow through, the contact that draw the whistle there.
Absolutely.
So Keith will shoot two. Good look at the freshman from North Preston, Nova Scotia. Huge crowd tonight here at the Scotiabank Center. You can see the StFX faithful making the trip down the Trans-Canada Highway from Antigonish, Nova Scotia. They're in full effect. They even brought the cheerleaders. It's got to be special when the cheerleaders show up, right?
Not many empty seats here. Absolutely packed, and they've brought great energy for this game.
The lower bowl is full for this quarterfinal matchup between the Gales and the X-Men. Gatlock James in the game for the X-Men. Nava, three-pointer on the way. Battered around, secured by James. Drops it off to Edgem. Edgem! Count it, plus the foul. Outstanding body control by Dion Edgem, and finish at the rim.
And again, you see the impact of offensive rebounding. Great job there by Gatlock James getting his team another possession. I think that's been a huge factor in this game.
Lead back up to 20 for StFX. They have been lights out from the free throw line. That's the broadcaster's jinx as Edgem misses that free throw. And the finale on day number 1. It'll be the number 1 seed, the University of Victoria Vikes. They will take on the University Prince Edward Island Panthers approximately at 8:45 Atlantic Standard Time here on CBC Sports. James's 3 won't go. And Edgem with another offensive rebound, and he'll go up and he'll get fouled and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, and when the Queens coaching staff goes back to look at this game, they're going to see offensive rebounding as a major factor in this game. Gatlock James has been huge on the offensive glass. Of course, Moencat has been an absolute force on the offensive glass, and there Dion Edgem imposing his will as well. Huge impact on this game has been offensive rebounding.
I mean, the rebounding has been pretty much even, 41 rebounds apiece. 30 defensive rebounds for the X-Men, 11 offensive rebounds, but it's the time when those offensive rebounds come. And the Gales are making a push. That offensively, those second chance and third chance opportunities, happen for StFX, and it steers the tide for them. When they're on the brink where the Gales are trying to cut into this, 20-point or 30-point lead, trying to get it down to about 10. Cole Silas's threes doesn't fall.
Wow.
James able to chase down that pitch ahead.
What an athletic play just to get a hit on that ball. That was incredible.
Edgem's three-pointer on the way. And Cole Silas with the rebound, and not a good foul. 92 feet away from the bucket by Gatlock James. He'll check out. Moencat will come back along with Reddick, along with Nava. He'll take a seat as well.
I tell you what, as a coach, you'll take that play any day of the week.
Just to get the substitutions.
No, the athleticism that Gatlock James showed there in that sequence and the hustle has been phenomenal.
Keith able to get it up and over. Moencat, but you got to give it up to Connor Keith. He's just battling out there right now, not afraid. He's taking it right at either Edgem or Moencat inside. Keontae Beals, three-pointer, puts it in. Keontae's got back-to-back triples here in the fourth quarter, and that's a huge factor off the bench after Groombach got teed up twice. His night is over. Utsalo not available. So Tyrell Vernon really going deep into his bench with his reserves.
Yeah, and first-year player Keontae James has given them a huge spark off the bench. Great minutes for him.
Edgem three-pointer. Keontae Beals trying to block out Kelvin II. Might have thought it was tipped by somebody from the Gales, but nonetheless.
Yeah, that was off Keontae, but phenomenal energy and effort there.
Yes, great minutes. 6 points here in the fourth. Steven Levniak comes back in. And Edgem meets Keith at the apex as Connor was looking to throw it down.
Really athletic plays in this game. X has some studs for sure.
How much does the juice flow for you just looking at that play inside the paint? You've been there. You've seen that.
I've played on this stage, and there's nothing like it. Playing at Scotiabank Center with this kind of crowd, your friends, your family here, and people that have supported you all along this year. X has shown their appreciation with the way that they played. Phenomenal performance.
It's nothing like this tournament. It's nothing like this tournament anywhere in the country.
Agreed.
Not just here in Halifax, all over the country. There's nothing like the Final 8 men's and women's basketball championship on CBC. So we'll step aside. We're back after these messages. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Certaines personnes arrivent à l'université en sachant ce qu'elles vont faire dans la vie. D'autres viennent pour le découvrir. Peu importe la raison, elles trouveront leur chemin à l'Université d'Ottawa. Un chemin vers la connaissance et vers le succès. Vous étudierez avec des professeurs qui sont des leaders dans leur domaine. 89 d'entre eux sont titulaires de chaires de recherche du Canada. Tout au long de votre parcours, des mentors, des conseillers et des accompagnateurs vous appuieront pour que vous développiez votre plein potentiel.
FLW Analytics from Boost Innovation is proud to bring you the 2023 U Sports Basketball Final 8 on CBC. This Canadian-built military-grade software provides guidance on 8 performance mindset characteristics as well as knowledge of tactics and strategy in basketball. FLW Analytics, proven technology, is ready for its Canadian release. Learn more about the launch of FLW Analytics in Canada by visiting flwanalytics.com or scan your QR code that is on your screen. FLW Analytics, where champions go to improve their mindset. Redick able to get it over the timeline. Here's Snap. Edgen looking to throw it inside the Moencat. Moencat battling for position. Poked away. Kelly for 3. That'll rim out. Moencat with the rebound. Now he'll start the break. Poked away from behind by Lucas Silas. And Moencat is shaking up on the plate. Behind the plate, he is down, clutching his left ankle. And this is not a good sign. As Moencat, you can see the anxiety and can feel the air coming out of the building here at the Scotiabank Center. Let's hope that David Moencat's okay. He appears to be clutching his left ankle.
Yeah, well, you just hope it's nothing but a very short tweak and nothing serious at all, because he is an absolute force.
A very important piece for the X-Men. He'll make his way slowly to the X-Men bench. Gatlock James will come in.
We're going to take another look at that play here. So Moencat turnover. Yeah, looks like a non-contact, just hopefully a little bit of a tweak there.
And they're the worst, a non-contact injury.
It can be. Let's pray that that's not the case here.
Here's Redick. Can't get the fadeaway baseline jumper, the fall. Last touch by the Gales. It will stay with the X-Men. Gatlock James continuing to battle down low. Gives up about a half of inch on Connor Keefe. And you can see Keefe is put together well. He's a big guy. He's a big fella. And Gatlock James, though, he's battling tooth and nail with him underneath that painted area. So Levniak will trigger the inbound. Here's Nava. Nava off the bounce. Can't finish, but the putback is there.
Another offensive rebound.
Redick able to tip it in. James was challenging as well. Here's Beck. And Lucas Silas, there's a whistle here, and shaken up on the play is Cole Silas. That's not good if you're the Queens Gales. So he'll make his way towards their bench, clutching his left hand.
And especially a game like this, you just hope that everyone comes out healthy and everybody's able to perform tomorrow and for the rest of the weekend. This one has been a larger margin for most of the game, so you just hope everybody stays healthy here.
Campbell's attempt rims out. Here's Gatlock James. Spins baseline, count it, plus the foul.
Big time move by Gatlock James. He has been a major factor in this game. Very, very solid performance by Gatlock.
Beautiful move on the baseline on the reversal for James. Gatlock providing a spark off the bench, and he'll complete the three-point play. Is James, a 6'5" sophomore, the pride of Windsor, Ontario. So Cole Silas will come back into the game. Campbell will sit down. And quarterfinal number 4, 8:45 will be the tip-off. Approximately, it'll be the University of Prince Edward Island Panthers taking on the #1 seed, the University of Victoria Vikes. The Vikes coming into this tournament as the #1 seed, the champions of the Canada West.
And I'll tell you what, the people that have seen UPEI play this year know that that's not a typical 8 seed. That's an explosive offensive team that can get hot in a hurry. So that's going to be a very entertaining game.
James to the rim, stripped away by Cole Silas. Cameron Beck for 3. Yeah, he'll rattle it in. Gales not giving up. Just under 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Queens continuing the fight. They will not go down quietly. Edgeo. That won't go. Cole Silas on the run out. Has numbers. Luca Silas lays it up and in. And Tyrell Vernon calls timeout. He wants to talk it over and break up this momentum by the Gales.
Very good timeout there. Try and settle the team down, refocus for this stretch run. And Queens, is putting pressure. They're doing everything they need to do. Down to a 14-point game here, and stranger things have happened. We've both seen it.
Well, we talked about it. They were down as much as 30 points twice. If they're able to climb the mountain all the way and get the job done, it would be the greatest comeback in U Sports history. Might be one of the greatest comebacks in sports history, the way that things have gone throughout this basketball game for Queens. And I'm not just saying that.
Oh, no,
they looked like they were done in the first quarter. And the first half in particular, they looked like they were done. But it was the grit, the determination, the challenging. And they were challenged in the locker room, no doubt. You know Steph Barry challenged them. The U Sports Coach of the Year, you know they challenged them, said, listen, we got 20 minutes to put it all out on the floor and give it our best. Let's go down swinging. Let's have some pride. Let's have some Queens Gales pride.
Queens has done everything they could possibly do in this second half to battle back and make this a game. Everything that we talked about at halftime, they've done it, and here they're giving themselves a chance.
3:36 remaining in regulation, a 14-point game. Beck almost steals that pass by Reddick. Cameron protesting. Thought he got all ball.
And that's his 5th, it looks like.
Yeah, that'll be his 5th personal. So Jenkins will have to come on for the Gales. Cameron Beck, he battled all night. Couldn't find a stroke early, but he was effective here in the second half. 14 points on 4 of 10 shooting. And Reddick banks it home.
Big bucket there by Dante Reddick. X-Men needed that.
Luca Silas comes up short. Edgeo with the rebound, and that'll draw a crowd as the officials get in there quickly. No animosity between these two teams. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is the first time that they have met at this stage.
Just a tough, gritty, physical game on both ends. There's been no dirty plays, just incredible effort, incredible hustle, and these teams are fighting for their lives. That's what you expect in the Final 8.
Coach K seen this Gales program 3 times. He went 2-1 in his era. Now it's Tyrell Vernon's era now for the X-Men. Edgem, not rim zone. If you're StFX, you got to make these free throws. You can't leave points off the board.
Absolutely right.
And Edgem will go 1 for 2.
Might not bite you in this game, but surely will bite you in the next one.
Here's Jenkins. Jenkins gets inside. Look out! And Jenkins shaken up on the play. And let's hope that Jenkins is okay. Scary moment. Scott Jenkins down. And Jenkins is back up to his feet under his own power. And that's a blessing. Good to see Scott able to get to the free throw line, Nate, and shoot these free throws.
Yeah, again, we just want to make sure everybody's healthy and ready to play tomorrow. It's definitely been a very physical contest.
So Jenkins will make the first. Ice water in his veins. This young man knocks down both. Very important moment in the game for his team. Full court pressure being applied here. Forced a turnover. Here's Kelly. Steps into a three-pointer. Can't get it to fall, but the putback is there by Lucas Silas.
13-point game.
And Jenkins will be called for the technical, as it'll be called for the fly.
Wow.
That's the second one in the game. Called on the Gales.
That call is going to be controversial. That's if you're on the Queen's side, that's a very, very controversial call.
Jenkins did an outstanding job of just getting there.
It looked like a charge to me. It looked like a charge to me, Vince. But you know, we're not the officials. We'll let them do their jobs. But that looked like a clear charge to me.
So Nava will shoot 2. Basketball gods, you know, sometimes ball don't lie, right?
Ball don't lie, that's what they say.
So Nava, who's pretty much automatic from the stripe, can't knock down the technical. Possession will stay with the X-Men. 2:52 remaining in regulation. Crowd starting to get part of it now here in the fourth quarter. Go X go. And Vernon will be forced into the walk, so they get the turnover, are the Gales.
Yeah, and this is where you have to remember Bennett Grumbach being out and Wencat being out, right? 2 key focal point players for X. Obviously doesn't help. Oh, and then right on cue, David Wencat checking in.
He must have heard you. Kelly from downtown. Yes! Connor Kelly puts it in from distance. The lead's down to 10.
We've seen it before, Vince.
Levniak, Vernon now. Nervous X-fans in the building. Here's Vernon on the drive, and he is tied up by Lucas Silas.
Here's a replay of that last 3. Big time shot to bring it back to 10. Gotta love the confidence. In rhythm, set his feet, used his legs, bang.
10-point game, just over 2 minutes left in regulation. Here's Lucas Silas, dangerous pass, nice catch by Connor Key. Bangs his way down in, and the lead's down to 8.
Wow.
StFX has led as much as 32 points. Levniak gets inside. Levniak, wow, shot off the backboard. And a foul committed by the X-Men. And they are over the limit and walking down the other way as Cole Silas to shoot 2 to put this potentially into a 2-possession game.
And possessions like that are best case scenario for Queens, worst case scenario for X, right? Now you have the clock stopped on the free throw line for a free 2 points. Let's see if we can make them pay.
Cole can't get the first one to fall. Shoots it at 66% on the season. Goes 1 for 2. 7-point game.
1:44 left. Still got time.
Tough catch by Levniak. Turnover. Cole Silas on the run out. Lays it up and in. 5-point game. The Gales battling. 90 seconds remaining in regulation.
Big possession here for X. I need a good shot here.
As Jenkins will be called for the foul on Levniak. Steven will have a couple pressure-packed free throws. The Queens University Gales not giving up, not going quietly into the Halifax night. As Levniak makes the first. Steven
free throw there.
Shoots it at 81% from the stripe. Ice water in his veins, knocks down Bo. Turnover. Jenkins loses the handle. Nava almost forced into a turnover. Moen Cat. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Nava, gets inside. Levniak's got to get busy. Reddick stumbles, and he'll be called for the travel. So, the arena clock here at the Scotiabank Center does not show 3 digits. So it's not 93 to 0. It's 100 for the X-Men.
Third block.
Kelly gets inside. Kelly can't finish. Moen Cat with the rebound. And Moen Cat is fouled by Lucas Silas. What a block by David Moen Cat.
Let's see a replay of that incredible block. Oh, that was the rebound and the foul.
They are fighting it, and they are leaving it all on the floor right now, Nate.
Big time players.
Game.
Big time players make big time plays in big moments, and that's exactly what David Muncat is. And as soon as he came back on the floor, you could feel a deep exhale for the X faithful, and he's been the X factor and the dominant force in this game.
Can't get the first free throw to fall. Moen Cat shoots it at 64% from the stripe on the season. Important one coming up. Will get the shooter's bounce as the Gales will call timeout. They'll talk it over. Trailing 101 to 93. No way. There's about close to 7,000 people in this building. Did they think this game would be this close at this moment?
No, it's an incredible second half by Queens. We're going to take another look at that block. Incredible. Big time players make big time plays, and you can't say enough about that guy. He has been phenomenal.
Well, the pace was stifling by the Gales. They outscored Saint-Hubert 24 to 14 in the third. They're outscoring them now 34 to 22. So if they were just able to do that for 3 quarters, this might be a different situation right now.
And Vince, you know, that's why they say survive and advance in March, right? March Madness, you know, it doesn't matter what the score is, doesn't matter what it looks like, doesn't matter if it's pretty. All you have to do is win by 1, right?
You're just trying to dance for 3 games. That's what it's all about, just trying to get down for 3 games. It's loser, kind of go home, cross over to the consolation round, but definitely survive and move on. And we are right here as the Queens University Gales look like things were just not their night. They were down as much as 32 points, a couple times 30 points in this game. And they have fought their way back into this situation.
Yeah, both these teams have really shown what they're all about tonight.
Kelly for three. Keith with the rebound. Lucas Silas three-pointer. That will fall. Batted around, secured by Steven Levniak. And Levniak is fouled. StFX dodged a couple bullets. Good looks from downtown by the Gales.
You know what, and hats off to both of these teams. You know, Queens easily could have packed it in and given up the way it was looking in that first half. Did a great job battling back into this game. And now X has done a great job regrouping these last 3-4 minutes. You know, they've faced some adversity in this game as well. And they shown a lot of maturity and mental toughness to bounce back and do enough to hopefully seal up this win.
Well, you could hear it in the voice of head coach Steph Berry when we spoke to him at halftime. You knew that they were going to come back in this basketball game. You knew that they were going to fight tooth and nail and not give up and not give in and surrender. They knew that they were going to battle back. So they'll call a timeout here. They'll have the basketball. Just a friendly reminder, up next after this thriller, it'll be the fourth and final installment in day one in the quarterfinals. It'll be the #1 ranked University of Victoria Vikes taking on the 8th seed University of Prince Edward Island Panthers, and the electricity will continue in that game.
I think we're going to see a lot of UPI fans.
Be here.
Absolutely. A lot of UPI fans will be in the building. It's going to be a de facto home game for the Panthers too. But very excited to see you, Vic. You know, they earned that #1 ranking, you know, being Canada West champions. Long, skilled, have one of the most dynamic players in the country in Diego Mafia.
Oh, he is outstanding.
It's going to be a really fun game to watch.
Diego Mafia has put up some huge numbers. He has surpassed the great Spencer Jeffrey for the Vikes.
Yep.
As the all-time leading scorer, main points per game in a single season at 24.9.
Yep.
Jeffrey did it at 24.5.
Incredible. We might be seeing another classic tonight, Vince.
Queens with the inbound. Kelly for three. Yes!
Great play.
Kelly knocks down the three.
Great set play drawn up there by Steph Berry.
Full court pressure here by the Gales.
Oh.
And Jenkins will be called for the foul, but what a shot by Kelly. Outstanding inbound. We got to take another look.
Let's see the replay of that sideline out of bounds play. Beautifully drawn up. Look at the back screen. Get your shooter open. Huge shot. Connor Kelly's come up with some huge plays down the stretch and really showing what he can do.
Bullseye for Kelly. A huge three, outstanding inbound. It looked like it was an errant pass, but it was a pin down screen that freed up Kelly.
Fantastic sideline out of bounds play.
Levniak gets both free throws to go. Lucas Silas inside. Floater, good. 11.5 remaining. Got to get the ball in. Here's Nava, the one guy that they can't afford the foul, and they do. Time not on their side, and had no choice but to foul Nava. He'll take the slow walk down the other end to shoot a couple pressure-packed free throws.
And you know what, with Nava, he didn't have a big scoring game tonight, but I loved his poise. You know, you can see the leadership that he brings. You know, he never got sped up, never got outside of himself in his own game, and he was a calming influence every moment he was on the floor.
At times, it seems like he's out there playing without a pulse. The 6'2" junior from Mississauga, Ontario.
Yeah, love his poise, and when he needed to make big plays, he did. But you know, he takes pride in making others better, you can see.
And Levniak can't save it. The football pass from the baseline, trying to find Connor Kelly, who's got the hot hand from downtown for the Gales. So Cole Silas will trigger the inbound. 4.6 remaining in regulation. And that's thrown away by Silas, trying to find Aon on the back screen.
Yeah, looked like the same sidelines out of bounds play, but unfortunately that's what can go wrong with that high degree of difficulty of cross-court pass.
So Lebniak will trigger the inbound. Nava and Lucas Silas have to be separated. Moen Cat will dribble it out. So the X-Men survive a scare after going up as much as 32 points. The Queen's University Gales battled back, just couldn't get over the mountain. It was just too difficult to climb.
It's really the tale of two halves. There's two totally different teams that we saw in both those halves. Great job by Queens to battle back, but equally fantastic job by the X-Men to keep their poise and do what it takes to find a way to win this game and advance.
Yeah, they outscored StFX 39-28 in that fourth quarter, but it was some timely stops that they just couldn't get. And then they couldn't convert the stops that they got into points enough on a consistent basis.
And you said it was just too big of a hill to climb. You know, you have to expend so much energy to make the game competitive again and try and get it back into single digits. And once you've spent that much energy to climb that hill, it's very, very tough to get over the top and try and get a lead in a situation like that.
Good look at David Moencat. He was outstanding tonight, and no doubt would be the Nike player of the game for the X-Men.
He showed what he can really do. He was an absolute force of nature, just a monster on the glass, dynamic in transition, phenomenal attacks to the basket on drives, and really was the motor that powered the X offense and defense. He was phenomenal.
Nate, he had 27 points on 9 of 14 shooting, 9 of 10 from the charity stripe, 8 rebounds, but if there was one play in this game, it had to be that block shot after he was injured.
Yeah.
Left the game, appeared to be clutching his left ankle, as you can see on the screen. Cole Silas, the Nike player of the game for the Gales, the 6'5", fourth-year senior of Kingston, Ontario, played his heart out tonight for Queens.
Cole Silas was incredible in getting Queens back and showing what he can really do as a first-team All-Canadian. You know, really did himself and his family proud and the Queens program proud. But Moencat was the class of the class in this game. He was spectacular. We're going to show some highlights of David Moencat here and what he really brought to this game. The athleticism, the force, the motor. He was relentless. Relentless on the offensive glass, relentless attacking the basket. Offensive rebounds, he was fantastic.
And standing by is the Nike player of the game, David Moencat. Welcome, David. That was a thriller. Not what you probably were envisioning after that first 20 minutes. Speak about the fight by this Gales team.
You know, obviously, like you said, they showed a lot of heart. It's a Final 8, U Sports Final 8. They didn't come here to lose, and I think we kind of took our foot off the gas in that second half. You know, and they kept chipping away at the lead. You know, basketball is a game of runs, and we couldn't put a stop to their run. Eventually we did, but, you know, it took too long.
And what does this show of the character of your team to overcome that adversity as they battle back in this one?
Like I said, basketball is a game of runs, you know. We just had to stay together and string together a few stops, and we did that in the end, and it helped us get away with the win.
And what has to be the adjustment tomorrow night?
Just staying focused, man. You know, basketball is a 40-minute game. I feel like we played 20, maybe 25 minutes of basketball today. We can't afford to do that. You know, there's some really good teams out here, and if we want to dominate, we want to win, then we got to be able to put together a whole 40-minute game.
David, thank you for this. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. The Nike player of the game, but Nate, if it was for me, I'm telling you, it was that block shot. He did everything. You know he's going to give you everything that he can give you on the defensive end, on the offensive end. But that block shot really changed the momentum in this game.
I was reminiscent of the LeBron chase down block. You know, basketball fans will remember
wow,
that.
You were
Cleveland
going there.
Cavs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that kind of play, you know. So phenomenal performance by him. He showed that leadership in the interview too. You know, very, very smart player, and he understands what it's going to take for his team to get even better tomorrow.
So the next game coming up, the #1 ranked University of Victoria Vikes taking on the University of Prince Edward Island Panthers. That'll be the finale on day 1, quarterfinal number 4. So the final once again, StFX 107, Queens 98. For the hardworking crew behind the scenes providing all the pictures and sounds,
Sports on CBC, les championnats U-Sport, brought to you in part by, vous êtes présenté par, Nike Team, Just Do It, faites-le, Baron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports Championship
rings, le fournisseur exclusif des bagues de championnat U-Sport. Fox 40, celebrating a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport depuis 10 ans. By Veriburn, proud medical supplier to university sports since 1979. Fier partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. The Government of Canada, le gouvernement du Canada.